If you want to learn how to flawlessly set your base with powder, I'm talking getting your base from this to this. Keep watching. We already have all our base products in, so the first thing I'm going to be doing before we set will be to blend out all the creases or harsh lines on the face before we go into set, because whatever was setting is what we get. So you want to make sure all the harsh lines are corrected and all the creases are corrected on your face before you go in with any form of powder. So the first thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be setting all the areas that we highlighted, that is under the eye and your T-zone. So I'm going to be starting using a setting powder. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Powder in banana bread. I'm going to be using that to set all the highlighted areas on my face. Now this powder is what we call a loose powder. This is what would go best on those areas where you highlighted, just to make that highlight pop even more. And this will be best for areas that are very thin and sensitive, like your under eye areas. Loose powders are the best because they're very fine and thin, and they apply smoothly under the eye once you apply it. Before you go in to set any area on your face, we're going to go in to blend out all those creases. I'm going to blend out any crease I see inside, just to take out all creases. Now you can either use your powder puff or your beauty sponge or a brush, but I like to go in with my beauty sponge because it already has this dampness to it, and that dampness helps in giving the under eye a natural finish rather than using this powder puff. This powder puff gives more matte and powdery, and I really don't like that look, but it's up to you. If you want to use this, you can, but I like to go in with this beauty blender because it gives a more natural finish. And to blend, we're gonna go in and dip our sponge in the powder, tap off any excess, and make sure the powder looks this smooth on your sponge, because whatever is on your sponge is what will set on your face. So you want to make sure it's as smooth as possible before you apply it underneath your eye. So I'm going to go into set. So you want to make sure the powder gets in to the skin very well. That's why I like to use my powder puff, because it just helps press that powder into your skin and gives a very flawless finish. Going ahead to set all the areas that are highlighted, just to mattify those areas. After setting the highlighted areas, you want to go ahead to bake. So I typically bake those areas where I feel like I want it to be more brightened and more pronounced. So I focus my baking majorly on my under eye and my nose area, because those are the areas I want to be more pronounced. So depending on your preference and the areas you like to be pronounced, you can bake. I'm going to go in with the same powder, but just a larger chunk. Dust off the excess, and then I like to focus that in the inner corner of my eye. I'm gonna take this lightly. I like to bring it a bit close to my nose just to give it that slim illusion. Now that we're done baking, I'm going to go ahead and set my bronzer pad. So what you want to do is you want to set according to how you applied your creams. So you're going to set the highlighted area with your loose powder, set your cream bronzer with your powder bronzer, set your blush with your powder blush, and so on. I'm going to set my cream bronzer with my powder bronzer. I'm using the Juvia's Place bronzer in deep dark. I'm going to use these two shades. Now I'm going to go in with this lighter shade first. I'm using the Morphe and Ariel brush in A3.2. And you lightly tap on the areas where you applied your cream bronzer. So you're just tapping, you're not dragging, you're not rubbing, you just gently tap on that exact area. You're not going below or above it, so you're just tapping on the area. You're basically going to cover all the areas where you applied your cream bronzer. So for this area, I don't like to go in with the cream bronzer. I like to use the remnant on the brush because this area does not need to be so pronounced. So I just like to use the remnant on the brush to bronze up here. I go back into my bronzer and I just tap these areas also. So you make sure you're doing a tapping motion, you're not dragging, so the product does not move and it just sets as it is. Now once we're done setting the cream bronzer, we're going to go in with this darker shade. So I like to use this deeper shade just to define my cheekbone. So I'll just give it a light sweep, just a light sweep, nothing too much. We're not overdoing it. We'll just give it 1 or 2 swipes. And it just gives it that definition to your cheek. That's all I use this for. I'm going with my eyeshadow blending brush. Tap it into my bronzer. Just focus on the nose. Just in the same manner that I applied my creams. I like to drag the bronzer into my eyebrows, just so it gives that natural look. Next, I'm going to go into powdering. I'm going to use the MAC Studio Fix powder to set my entire face now. Going in with the A21 brush from Morphe, the MAC Studio Fix in NC43. What you want to do is I'll just tap on it lightly. And now when setting with powder, what you want to majorly focus on is the areas where you do not apply your cream bronzer or your highlighters. So I'll focus mainly on the areas where it has just the foundation. So I'm basically setting my foundation instead of setting my entire face, because I already set with cream bronzer and I already set with loose powder here, so I don't need as much powder anymore on these areas of my face. So I'll just focus it more on the areas where I've not applied powders at all, which is this area, and then I take the remnant on the brush and just cover this, just to cover that hash line, and I'll tap it lightly. So what I'm majorly setting is my foundation. So you want to put majority of the product here and then go up with the remnant. For the forehead, I like to focus it mainly on this highlighted area and then take the remnant into the bronzer so it doesn't cover up the bronzer completely. Yeah. So you don't need so much on your forehead, that's about it. For my nose, I'll just tap lightly on the nose. And that's it for powdering. Now that I'm done with setting with powder, I'm going to go into blush. I'm using the Patrick Ta blush in Oh She's Different with the A22 brush from the Morphe and Ariel set. Just dip it in. So what you want to do is I like to tap in at the ends here. Just tap it. And then the remnant on the brush, I'll bring it in and sweep it into my under eye, just like so. And I'll repeat this step till I'm satisfied with the intensity. I'll just tap, tap, tap at this upper part. Then I'll sweep the remnant in and tap a little on my nose, just so it rhymes. I'll just take the remnant into my temple, just so it has this cohesive look. After I'm done setting the entire face, I'm going to go back into this my under eye and dust out the baking. I'm going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury pressed powder in the shade 2. I like to use it to brighten as well as dust off this under eye powder. I'll just use this brush into the powder. I like to press in the powder rather than dust it off, because that way it just maintains the brightness better. So I'll just press it in, take it out, focus it mainly on this inner corner, then take the remnant out. That's basically how I set my under eye. So that way when it mixes into the blush, it does not cover up what we just did there. Rather, I use it like a gradient look, like this looks darker and then it goes in to my under eye lighter. Now I'm done setting the entire face. I'm going to go in with my Morphe setting spray to set all over my face and lock in the makeup. You want to spray a generous amount, don't be stingy with it. Let that dry down. Once the setting spray is dried down, I'm going to check around to see if there are any harsh lines like here from my baking, and I'll use my powder brush to just sweep that together so the line is not visible. And I touch on any oily areas that I see. Once you're done, you should be getting a flawless base just like this. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two from this tutorial. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one.